Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astroguide Mysore, and today we are going to understand Parakrama Yoga, which is associated with the third house, the third lord, and Mars. Why is Mars associated with this? It is because Mars is the Karaka that is the signifier for Parakrama, valor, courage. So, Parakrama Yoga means the yoga of courage. Okay, so who are those people who can handle situations? Who are those people who can handle sudden situations? People who know wisely how to take up a situation and handle it with care. But in certain cases, what will happen is that you need a lot of courage to handle certain situations. You are not always having time to deal with the situations. So, when there is no time and you have to take a split second decision and you suddenly do it, you need to know what you are doing and you need to have the courage to do it. Many people cannot handle simple decision making, though there will be around 15 days to take a decision as to whether to join a course or join a college, join a university. People are having a lot of difficulties, and that is not coming under this yoga. It doesn't fall on this yoga. This yoga is purely to understand whether the native has the courage, whether he has that strength within him to take up whatever he is doing, and whether he has the strength to prove this world that whatever he is doing is the right thing. So this is a very tough yoga to get in a chart, but if you have it in a chart, you are blessed with a very positive and a strong yoga. This is not a negative yoga. Parakrama does not mean that you go and keep fighting with people, because the third house is also arms and shoulders. It doesn't mean that they use the brutal force to win over others. No, that is only when it is not called as Parakrama then. Parakrama Yoga is for the kings and the persons who have valor, not for the gundas or those rowdies. So there are other yogas for that. So here, this yoga is a very strong positive yoga. So let us go into this yoga. So the criteria here is that we have the third lord. It has to be in a benefic navamsha. Third lord has to be in a benefic navamsha and have a position, aspect, and conjunction with benefic planets. That is, benefic planets, natural benefics like Jupiter, Mercury, Moon, and Venus are also the yoga karakas for that chart, becomes a very prime benefic planet for that. Then we have the second criteria, which is an and. That means these two are very important. Till here, this is the actual definition of Parakrama Yoga. That Mars is in a powerful state and is in a benefic sign. In a benefic sign, not a house, sign. So Mars has to be in a powerful state like exaltation or, but when it is in exaltation, obviously it is not in a benefic sign. But that particular sign has an exception that Mars gets exalted in Capricorn. So Mars should be in a powerful state in a benefic sign. The other important requisites for this particular yoga is that the male signs and the tattvas are very important. So where it should be and what is this? Male signs are all those signs which are odd signs, like 1, 3, 5, 7. That is Aries, Gemini, Leo onwards. And tattvas like the Agni Tattva, Prithvi Tattva, Vayu Tattva, and Jala Tattva. Fiery, earthy, windy, that is airy, or it is watery. So, windy, that is airy and watery, are not that Parakrama Yoga strength. Agni and Prithvi are having a lot of strength to hold the ground and work hard. So, we need to see whether it is a male sign and also it's an Agni sign, that is, it's a fiery sign, that is male plus fiery or male plus earthy signs. These are very good combinations for Parakrama Yoga. And also, the fourth point is extremely important because these fourth and the fifth points affect this yoga, because Yoga cancellation also has to be taught. Earlier days I have not done that. I will take up each yoga and see now how to teach. When will a particular yoga gets cancelled? That is very important for us to do. We'll do example charts and show you that the yoga did not work here and why it did not work. So cancellation of yoga is a very important topic. So weak ascendant lord and moon can cancel this yoga. Whatever the placement, weak ascendant lord and moon can cancel this yoga. Mercury retrograde with Rahu or Saturn also changes this yoga. When you are in a situation and you don't like what's happening, just becoming angry and showing frustration and shouting in that situation will not solve the situation. That is what is Mercury retro with Rahu or Saturn. So this does not give the real actual action. It gives a lot of reaction. So we don't want reactions. We want response. So response comes from benefic planets aspecting the third lord. Very important, because third lord is action. And action in the sense that it is activity. The real action, the karma, comes in the 10th house, but the third lord is activity. And if you have a benefic aspect on the third lord, it gives wise activity. So actively wise. So let us go into the example what I have given here. So in this example, we can see that I have taken Mithuna Rashi, that is Gemini, as the ascendant, and the third lord is Sun, placed in the third house. Okay. So the third lord is placed in the third house. And then we have Jupiter aspecting, Sun, and luckily here Jupiter is also aspecting ascendant. So we in the D9 chart, and how can this happen is when we have, let us say this is at 27 degrees, here it is at 29 degrees, and this is at how many degrees? Yeah, 28 degrees. So when they are all in the last Navamshas, I have particularly taken this. So when it is there, you get this. So it goes from the 9th, and yeah, correct. So I think I have done that. Yes, correct. So when they are in the last Navamshas, you get them the Vargottama Lagna and you get them placed here, because the last Amsha of Simha, which starts from the 5th from itself, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9th from itself, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. From there the Navamsha starts, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 9th Amsha, it falls in Dhanu Rashi, that is Sagittarius, and Jupiter in the last Amsha of Dhanu Rashi always falls in itself, last Amsha of Mithun Rashi always falls in itself in the D9 chart. So this is correct. So we can see that in the D9 chart, it is associated with the benefic, it is placed in a benefic sign, it is an Agni Tattva Rashi, this is an Agni Tattva Rashi, we have an Agni Tattva Rashi here, and these are all odd signs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 9. So you can see that I have given all the three criteria, male signs, odd signs, and I have seen that I have shown that it should fall in Agni Tattva also. So this is making it, I will be writing Mars. So this is going to satisfy the first criteria. The second criteria is when we put Mars in a place which is more beneficial, the 6th house, on the D1 chart. 6th house in the D1 chart, which will take it to, so let us say this, because again this starts from the 9th, Chara Sthira, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is 9th house, so 1, 2, 3. So let us say this is in the third Amsha, somewhere between 6 degrees 40 minutes to 10 degrees. So that will fall here, correct? So it is also in a benefic place in Mercury's house. So and here particularly I have taken it because this is aspecting both the planets, and here it is aspecting the ascendant, 8th aspect, the most powerful aspect of Mars, the 8th aspect. Always you should understand, as the aspectual distance increases for Jupiter, the 9th aspect is the most powerful. Saturn, the 10th aspect is the most powerful. Mars, the eighth aspect, is the most powerful. It increases. They tell it is all 100% aspects, the third, the seventh, and the eighth for Mars, but I take the eighth as the most powerful aspect of Mars. So this is how it is. So this is shown in the South Indian chart. So this is the North Indian chart. The same thing has been written here. We have Mithuna Lagna and we have third house Sun, seventh house Jupiter, which all are in male houses and odd signs. And we have the Navamsha also falling in the third with Sun and Jupiter in the seventh house, which is also shown here. So I'll have to put Mars. Mars is going to be put in the sixth sign. So we have to put it in the sixth sign because these all work on signs. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is in the Navamsha, and there we'll have to put it in the eighth sign. So eighth sign. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what are all the other things which have to be seen? See, courage and valor not always required to fight, but to know when to use and how much to use is very important, and that is what is the regulation. So regulated use of power and strength is seen in this yoga when benefic planet placements are there, which give patience to an aggressive placement of the third lord. So aggressive placement, it will go fist first, not brain first. So when a benefic planet is there, it will think, process, and then act. So it will not be fist first or go fight first and then fall prey to the situation. So if the third lord is a natural malefic and is well placed in the D9, the native will have strong physique and a balanced head over his shoulders. Very important point this is. The third lord should be a natural malefic. I have given you this particular example. Natural malefic, right? And it has a benefic placement. So a person will, with this particular chart, will have a very strong physique and will have a balanced head over his shoulders, because anyway, Mithuna is extremely fast in processing things, very, very mathematically calculative. And when they have this Jupiter giving rise to Hamsa Yoga, what a fantastic yoga. And this Parakrama Yoga will be a successful yoga in his career and lifetime. So thank you very much for today's class.